Hi, how are you going? Welcome with me, Redsky, here on another round of Righteous Readings, where I give raw, righteous readings to you guys, my avid viewers. I hope you are doing exceptionally well. Sorry, something was about to fall down from up there, so I thought I'd better, intervene before it, goes bad. We are doing the love round, of course, for November. Yay, we're doing it. We're going to hit all the signs. We're starting off with the sign of Taurus. So as this is a love round, Venus placements here are highly prevalent where your Venus lies in your natal chart. It's the star sign for you. You and your person of interest should be watching today. Well, it's cold. It's starting to piss down like a motherfucker. Okay. Action. All right. So, without further ado, excuse me a moment. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. As this is the love round, Venus placements here will be highly prevalent. So where your Venus lies in your natal chart is the star sign video that you should be watching today for both you and the cross watcher, your person of interest. Now remember, as this is the love round, the sign that is being read, for example, Taurus now, is always first on top here. The cross watcher, person of interest, the person that Taurus is connecting with throughout the month of November, is secondary down the bottom here, okay? We're looking at the thoughts, feelings, and intentions that each have for each other both ways, as well as an outcome, which I'll explain, go through and clarify, and yes, get those November messages. Now this is the couples round. I will pull a few cards for singles after the couples, okay? So stay patient, stay tuned for that. So if you're a single Taurus, this part isn't for you, but the next bit is, okay? So just bear with me and we will get on that straight away. There will be a sign that probably comes up. If not, timestamps, okay? If I edit it, I'll put a sign up. If I don't edit it, if it all ends up going one video that's like, doesn't need touching, which is very freaking rarely for that to happen to me, timestamps will be included so you can scooch through to where you need to be. Now, Taurus, I did just pull your cards. We are using, oh my God, we are using the Nightmare Before Christmas deck that I did a review on. OMG, can I just say OMG? Because these, I'm falling in love with them more and more and more. I bought them for just for the shits and giggle factor, but my God, like they're gorgeous. So anyway, I've just pulled your cards for you for your placements. And we're about to go through and explain it to you now. As I said, this is Taurus's reading, so we will start with Taurus. We will look at Taurus's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards the cross watcher in the month of November 2022. You ready, guys? You ready? Here we go. Let's check it. I just got some light going on here, so it looks a little bit weird, but that's better. All right, so Taurus, we look at you first. So this is how you view, or the placement, towards your cross watcher for November. So we're looking firstly at your thoughts, what you're thinking about towards your person. You're thinking the Judgment card. Wow. Now isn't the time for being hasty, darlings, and impulsive. Consider your actions and choices carefully and take time to think, would be my advice with this one. Think things through. And remember that all actions have reactions. Be sensible and stay true to your conscience. Judgment, the need to atone, repent, forgive, to take responsibility by which that of all the choices you've had in all the options, the rights, the wrongs. Maybe should have not sits, maybe I should have done skits. Judgment is it's a major arcana, but it's a massive card for the thoughts, because it really means that you are picking it apart and really taking on board your part in it. I've got a feeling that you may be expecting others to sort of do the same and take responsibility maybe for their part as well, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that you may be somewhat disappointed if you hold too if you cleave too tight to that idea system. Is what I was trying to say, but I don't know what's going on. Like, speech is not my fine point at the moment, I must admit. Okay, so with that having been said, we are now going to go into your next card. Sorry, just breathing in long and hard. I've had a bit of a rough run today. Taurus, your feelings, how you feel towards your person in November. We have the Page of Pentacles reverse, which is the Page of Presents in this deck. When it's reversed, the Page of Presents is disappointment and frustration. It speaks about things haven't or aren't turning out quite right, and or as they were expected to. There is a real sense here of learn from this experience, take from it and learn. Cut your losses basically, and move on. There are more opportunities for success on the horizon, but it's time to let that go. In the feelings, I feel like you may be coming to this realization, Taurus, that it's a little bit too hard, it's a little bit too sticky, but most of all, it's just not giving you what you want. The happy, joy feelings anymore, or maybe you just she ain't what it used to be in the feelings. Your intentions though, Taurus, and I say like I do every time I do this, you can think and feel all you bloody well like, but what you intend, what you do towards another person, mate, that's the bread and butter of what this is all about. And your intentions, Taurus, towards this person is the Seven of Presents reversed. It can be discouraging to work hard without seeing immediate progress or results, and keep at it though. The best rewards often come from taking time and a lot of work to manifest. Remember why you started and keep going until you get there. There's this realization that it's not where it needs to be, where you want it to be, where you hoped, dreamed, wished. There's a bit of a gap between what I want, what I got, and what I had hoped for. Sorry, there's something's been spilled on my tarot. I always tell people do not use these for drinks. Sorry, I know that's not the most appropriate way to clean something, but it's like sticky and I have to get it off immediately. So on my $500 dress, I'm actually going to wipe it all over it. If I can see that reflection, like those driving me bad, see. And actually I feel better now. Sorry guys, I have a little bit of OCD every now and then. You know, when I see it, I gotta manage it. But this is the real sorry, I just think I've lost something all of a sudden. It's okay. It's coming to the realization the growth that should be there is not. It's not as rich, it's not as plentiful, it's not as workable, it's not as functional, or it's just a bit flat like the pancake. We then move to your person now. So let's look at the cross-watcher's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Taurus. The cross-watcher thinks towards Taurus the Knight of Pentacles. No, Knight of Needles reversed. Oh, sorry, I got so like that devil, mate. Just even though he's upside down, he's got my interest. Sorry, the Knight of Needles, which is swords. So in the thoughts of the cross-watcher is the Knight of Needles reverse. When it's reversed, the Knight of Needles is he's unfocused, he lacks follow through, he's scatterbrained, he's very, very inconsistent. He's overwhelmed by the unfinished tasks he leaves in his wake instead of spending energy starting new projects impulsively, complete what's already begun. So a bit of a start it all, never finishes things. And they're thinking that about you, Taurus, that you are just so many hands in so many pots that not one of your pots is cooking a meal that's going to come into completion because you're too busy. Scatterbraining your energy everywhere. So try to keep it a little bit more tighter, would be my advice, a little bit more structured, perhaps. The cross-watchers' feelings now, what they feel towards Taurus for November. We have the Five of Presents. Five of Presents represents material scarcity. If you're in need of a helping hand at work or in financial situations, ask for it. Sometimes this tarot card shows you're standing in the way of your own success. You'll have more luck if you focus on the positives and keep your head up. Destitution, loss, being pushed out in the cold, maybe third party experience. They feel really cold shunned. They feel ice burnt, I want to say. Ice burnt. In their intentions towards you, and as I said before, most important placement, you can think and feel what you want, but what you intend towards a person is they intend towards you, Taurus. 6 of Needles, swords. 6 of Needles usually indicates you've been through a lot, through a difficult time. Have you recently been in conflict with someone or experienced an unexpected setback? It is time to pick up the pieces and get back on it again. Head down, bum up, reassess. Just get back on it. It's time to get back on that. We're going to move towards the outcome now. So the outcome of the 2 energies coming together, moving forward for the month of November. We firstly had the 4 of Candles reversed. So the 4 of Candles reversed for this outcome of the 2 energies is the fact that there's a homey, familiar element to this card reversed. It can indicate something gone awry at home, or you're in conflict with a family member, if your sense of security is wavering, or you get to the root of the problem and work to rebuild things from the ground up. A solid foundation creates stability. There seems to be a bit of an unhappiness within the home, or not being thankful enough for what we've got, or not seeing the beauty in what it is that we've got, the simple things in life. Last placement now, let me quickly bang this out before we have this issue of the door. All right, last placement now, we do have none other than the 4 of Needles for the outcome. The main message of this card is to rest. Whether you're recovering from a recent battle or need to recharge and prepare for the future, it's time to pause and collect yourself. Think about it. You've got 2 4s here, the 4 of Candles reversed and the 4 of Needles. A massive consensus on needing time out here. Sorry about that, Taurus. Your reading did get a little bit abruptly ended there at the main section. Some readings will be clarified somewhere. I feel like just for the longevity. For this particular round of love readings, I've calculated time-wise and how long it's going to take, because I'm very much under pressure with the readings at the moment. Having said that, by no means am I lessening the messages. If there are messages that need to come through, I will do each sign as is diligently spoken to be read as intuitively guided by spirit to me. But if I've not been reiterated that fact, for example, sorry, I hate that shadow. If that has not been reiterated to me by some fact, I will therefore, leave it out. Well, I won't do it, of course. So the clarifications will only be for certain. Excuse me a moment. Okay, Taurus Bulls. Sorry, I'm just going to try and fix this up if I can. Taurus Bulls singles. Okay, darling, so this is how it's going to go for you today. Okay, so we are still doing the couples. First now, we will get the additional messages for both Taurus and the Cross Watcher for the month of November. My apologies. Then we will go to singles in just a moment's time. So stay tuned, singles. You are coming up in about 4.5 to 5 minutes, absolute tops. So here, Taurus and Cross Watcher, I have picked 3 additional oracle decks. Now, one is one of my absolute favorites, which I never ever use. I bought it, I just love the artwork of it, because it's of course by very famous artists. It is my other deck that I love so much, of course, the Beautiful Creatures. And I never use it because they are just so beautiful. Anyone know this deck? Come on, I know yous all do. I know you all do. I know you're screaming it. I know you're fighting to breathe it. It is, of course, the Les Vampires by, you know, the one and only. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, and I always try to avoid it. Amin Baka Griffiths. So, beautiful deck, of course. And it's a Lucy Caddish deck, so you know, it's Lucy Caddish. It is right up. So, back to what we were doing. I'm going to pull one of these cards for you as an overall for you, and one for your cross-watcher. Remember, like the tarot reading, the cards roles can be reversed as well, or both of the meanings might be something you can take. The next deck was a bit on the hobby flyer to bring out, if you know it, this deck. It's gold trimmed. It is actually the astrology deck. This is the beautiful HUD, the astrological deck, absolutely beautiful deck. I bought it primarily many years ago because I wanted to use it for the star sign cards, but then I realised how actually lush and beautiful they are, and I just couldn't bring myself to even touch them. And of course, the third and final, but by no means least, is a deck that I have used sporadically throughout this channel, and I used to use it as an absolute staple. Last year, most of last year, it was my go-to motivational speaking cards, and that, of course, is the Dream cards. Which, you know, I love these by Leon Naxon. I absolutely adore this deck. I adore decks that I have in the past seen a few others like it. I unfortunately have not been privileged enough to be able to scon by attain them decks, which I'm still rather a bit bitter about. But it's all good and love and warm, and I'm so thankful for the decks that I do have, actually, to be honest, because yeah, they work very well for me, and I'm a big believer, if it's meant to be, it will be, if it won't. So having said that, we are now on the 5-minute mark of my rambling, so we are now going to pull these oracles now, get those messages for you, and then we will move into the single Taurus's reading for November. Okay guys, just let me finish this death stick so I can get it out of my hands so I can shuffle your gorgeous cards. Okay, Taurus. Sorry guys, I had to move the torch slightly closer, and I know it looks really terrible on the screen, but when it's dark in the room, my whole thing goes quite black, and you can only see like it goes into like, it's hard to explain. It makes it almost impossible to see, and I just don't like doing the reading like that, so I really, unfortunately my extension cord just broke, which is what I used to bring all my lighting in. I don't have much lighting, I use a lamp and usually just my lava thing, but my lamp's currently broken, and I have this additional light, which is throws out quite a good amount of light, to be quite honest, but it, without an extension cord, won't make it over here, so it is absolutely useless at the moment. But do not fear, we're just gonna get through this, and I will make sure that when I do the next time round readings, that isn't today, I will make sure I have properly ready to go, so we don't have this problem again with this weird smudgy smeary light, so I do apologise. So let's get these additional messages now for Taurus and their person for the month of November. Spirits and guides, ancestors and source and vampire, I need your assistance today. I need a card for the sign of Taurus for November, and a card for their person for the month of November as well. What can you tell me about Taurus for the month of November? Can you tell me about Taurus for the month of November? Thank you. Okay. What can you tell me about the cross-watcher, please, for the month of November? What can you tell me about the cross-watcher, please, for the month of November? Thank you. Oh, wow. give me a minute. When I do the oracles, I really like to sit and soak in them because tarot is, it's very easy to read tarot in a lot of ways. And the oracles are too, but the oracles tend to have a lot of things you just need to take a moment to look at because they are all not only so different, but you can often feel a lot from the imagery themselves because they are usually done with exquisite artwork, you know what I mean? They're not following a Rider-Waite system or a Thor system here, which they need to conform to. They have free reign and they have complete artistic creation at their disposal. So without them more shit from me, let's talk about your card, Taurus. Now, okay, Taurus, your Les Vampire card for the month of November is the card of Rebellion, number 33. And it talks about upstart, tumult, and revolution. Beautiful artwork, as I said. It's about you an established order. There is about you a power that says things must be done in a particular way. That the order is rightful and must be maintained. There is a sense here of the freedom to question is being refused and is considered to be an offence. The right to speak up, even respectfully, is being restrained. Those who find a new way to approach the old problems are considered dangerous. And for a time now, you have kept safe and silent. But there is a different way, many different ways of approaching the same questions. Instead of each person having the right to approach the question in a way that is true to them, you are being asked not to think, not to feel, but simply to follow. And you are tired of following when this following is taking you no closer to the adventures and solutions that you wish and so urgently desire. But it is hard to be the one who speaks up. It is the challenging to be the one to say that there may be another way. For to do so in your right place, right, is to become a rebel. This sounds romantic, but it is not. It is a hard path to walk, yet it is the one you are being asked to set off on. And in doing so, you may find others wish to make you a new leader and a new keeper of laws and orders. But for you, there is simply a personal journey, and you do not wish to influence and offer or to have to do anything but to know that following their own path and finding their own way may be best for them. It is a choice. What lies before you is the fork in the road, and when you will take not to be defensive or to create dissonance, you're following because it is the path of your heart, and you will be called upon. You will be called difficult, and you will be told you are willful, even egotistic, but you are not. You need not do this with fanfare and great noise. You simply take the turn that others do not, and you begin to walk alone. It is lonely, but the false camaraderie of conformity you leave behind frees you, and others you true moments of joy rather than false comforts. That's a big one. The blessing that comes with the rebellion card is that you are being called to follow your heart and your own soul's path. It is a wonderful thing when you truly become yourself and find what you love. The curse with this card, however, is there will be loneliness from time to time, but you will meet like-minded rebellions upon your soul's path. Working with this card, keep in mind, Taurus, it is time to be truthful about who you are and what it is you wish to create in your life. You can do this. There will be more support than you can dream of when you open up and share what you felt you must keep secret. There are more like you than you know. Much more, I feel. So Taurus, that was your additional message there from the Les Vampires. Now, Crosswatcher, we will get your card and your explanation now. Crosswatcher for November, you got the card number 14. It is the card of compassion, empathy, sympathy, and kindness. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing any of this shit wrong. Sorry about the glare as well, but we must work with what we have, as I said before. We're winging it and wogging it. You know, there are times in our lives when circumstances and people and what we see have a certain horror to them. It is the horror of being unable to believe that there is such cruelty and malice and injustice in the world. Each day, if we allow ourselves, we expose our minds, our hearts and energies to events that hold enough tragedy within them for us to suffer pain on behalf of other humans, animals, and all fellow and creatures we share this planet with. We, children of the night, know this suffering too, and sometimes cannot bear to stand it a moment longer. We have no more forbearance at times, and that is when we step forward and carry those who are suffering so very deeply. Within this card are elements of the great beliefs. Your beautiful Christ, God made flesh. At this moment of being taken down from the cross, at that moment released from suffering, in this way we want you to know that all the suffering you see, all the hardship you can observe is inevitably for us too. So we must step forward, and even God does not refuse help, even when it comes from one who many would claim to be the opposite of all they consider to be good. When this card appears to you, know that even the unlikeliest hearts hold compassion, and sometimes they cannot bear the suffering about them any more than you can. They cannot bear the suffering, and they become an ally, comforting those who have fallen, who are unable to rise and take steps towards the rebirth of their own life. This deep compassion means that they will refuse to take comfort or exit their lives of hardship, because they know that where they are, they can do most good. And there is much good within us, and so much good within you. If you have fallen, you will be caught up in strong arms and helped and tenderly nurtured. You will be treated with respect, although at times you may be unconscious of that fact. And the one who will gather you up when you are unraveled, when you are fallen, is not the one who you thought would come to your aid. The blessings with the card of compassion is: this is an opportunity to change your mind about who has compassion within their heart and who is a caring being, for the great nurturing tenderness and yearning to ease the misery in the world through being kind to you at this time will come through an unexpected source, and there is great goodness in their act, although you may not or never have thought of them as one or the kind who cares. The curse with this card, however, is they may fear that accepting help will mean you are judging them as weak. When you accept the help that will be offered, you will become stronger, and it is that strength that will be seen most clearly. Working with this card could also herald a time when you seek to do volunteer work, perhaps, or to help out in causes or community, etc. Help others, it's unexpected situations, and become somewhere the embodied of the holy human expression. That is the most beautiful compassion. And I do agree with that to some degree, to be honest. So let me recap. Taurus, your Les Vampire card for the month of November was Rebellion, and the card for the Cross Watcher for the month of November was the card of Compassion. Rebellion and Compassion for Taurus and Cross Watcher person of interest. Let's go to the next cards now and get a card each from that beautiful deck. One card for Taurus, please, for the month of November, and one for their person of interest or Cross Watcher, please. What card can signify something in regards to what either Taurus and their person needs to know? So on these we have the star signs and of course the planets. It just gives us an idea of what could be a bit of a sticky nicky in your life or part, or mainly in the sky in your planetary natal chart. Taurus first now, please. Message for Taurus for the month of November. What we've got for Taurus for November. I really do not like to shuffle these cards too much because they are too beautiful to fuck with. Right, we've got two, and we're going to go with it. Taurus and Cross Watcher. We have two planets. We have Mercury, which of course is the planet Mercury, and we have the one and only goddess planet, the planet of Venus. Ooh la la. So Mercury and Venus here, these are two placements that my readings, actually, sorry, my memory's going stupid, do cover. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Mercury is your communicator. He was the messenger of the gods, but he's a bit of a trickster at times, he can be, but he is very reliable in getting messages through. Communication, can even deal with technology and all that jazz. Venus now, love planet, ooh la la, but she is so much more than that. She is also quite a warish individual. Planet Venus is quite harsh at times too, even though all inspiring about love and beauty, and she ain't no pushover, you know what I mean? She carries her own pack of punch herself. So don't go thinking it's all just about the love and the glory and the do-do. She's got a bit of a war streak in her too that can be a little... Ooh. Final piece of the pie now for Taurus and their person, the cross watcher. For the couples for November, final additional messages now for either each of you, either of you, both of you, to keep in your back pocket. These are for, I want to read them to you just once in full, and you'll work out. I want you to do both, Taurus and cross watcher. Keep this message in your back pocket all month of November, because you will be surprised when it will come into practice, play, or prevalence. Well, that's interesting already. Taurus and the person, November. Taurus and the cross watcher for November. Messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, we definitely stop that there now. Oh, wow. Well, we did get some good ones that I think actually do reflect well for you. So let's start off at the beginning where all good things should begin. We start with the card Serene. Serene. Upside down, my apologies. I am in a state of calm and quiet. I am safe. I love that. Serene. Then we had the card Optimistic. I always anticipate the best outcome for myself and others. Nice. Charming. The third card we had for you for November is the Holocaust. I look at challenges from every perspective. I see the full picture and the connection between all things. And there's a much deeper meaning to that than what you probably thirst for at the beginning. Look it up. The fourth and final card for Taurus and your person as we round off this reading for November. Thank you also again for joining me. We have the card Invincible. I believe I can overcome all obstacles and challenges. And when you believe you can, but most importantly, when you know you can, you've already got it in the palm of your hot little hand. So thank you so much, Taurus and the Cross Watcher, for joining me for the first sign to be read in the love round for November 2022. Taurus and Cross Watcher, give me a moment just to rejuice, revive, and then I will come back once I fill up that coffee cup to get the additional messages for the singles. Now with singles it will work a little bit more free flowed, it won't be quite so structured. What I'll do is I'll get the tarot. Sorry. It's getting towards that awful hour now, 1:30. Sorry. I will pull from the tarot and get messages for you. It won't be so much in a structured format. It's going to be very free flow, just reading it as it comes through. But then, as like we just did for Taurus and their person, same 3 decks, unless I'm called to use others. I've got a whole box down here ready to go. And then we'll get your additional, so make sure you stay tuned till the very end. And even though this is a singles reading, it is a love round. So what the fuck does that mean? Simple. We're dealing with love today, bitches. Love. So what does that mean? Get out your natal chart. The star sign that holds your Venus placement is the star sign video you should be watching today. For example, my Venus is in Gemini, so I would be watching Gemini reading. My partner's Venus is in, yes, Scorpio, so I would watch a Scorpio reading for the cross watcher for him, or Scorpio if that's the side that resonates. So keep that in mind. But most importantly, guys, if you're looking at you and your person, make sure you're looking at the same placement. Don't go by their moon and your sun, or their rising and your Venus. No, don't do that. If you're going to go for a specific part of the natal chart, like the sun, the moon, the rising, the Venus, or Mercury. Do the same for both of you. So if I was looking up Mercury, so I want to know how we communicate in love, for example. So like I said, I'm in Gemini. My partner's in Scorpio. So I would watch the Gemini reading couples from my perspective, but I would also take on board whatever's coming from the other side. And then I would watch the Scorpio reading for him and his person, and I would take what I could from that, which side resonates. And then I would take my Gemini information from my couples reading and the Scorpio from his. Oh yeah, that's how that works, okay? I know I'm giving you the information, but you need to work out how that relates to you in your partnership and in your life. And it's the same with the singles too, but not anywhere to that degree. Okay, so let me get my whistle. Let me get a death stick. Let me get a few yawns out because I go, sorry for them coming on all of a sudden. And then we will hit the singles reading and get this bitch bagged up, bowed up, and booyah, on its way to YouTubian Spatial. Now we will continue forward with the Taurus single reading for the month of November 2022. For all of these, I might just use spontaneously different decks. For this one, I'm using the actual cute and pocket edition of the Wild Unknown Tarot. Here's the original, but it's in a tinier size deck. And so even with its very own teeny tiny gorgeous little way through. Okay, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, give me a moment to warm up the cards, get some sentiment up into there. As I said, we are doing single Tauruses now. This will be for the month of November. Sorry if that glare's a little bad, guys, but we need to get some a bit more light up in here because my phone doesn't like it quite so dark. Okay, so let's check out the Taurus singles, my darlings, for the month of November 2022. Please leave a like, definitely share the content if you would be so kind to. And if you've not done so already, like my god, subscribe to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button thing down the bottom on the doohickey thing. Push the button. Alright, let's look at Taurus singles now. What messages of high problems do we have for the single Tauruses for the month of November 2022 as we get very close to the end of the year now? Too many cards, Spirit. Let's keep it simple and sweet and slow. Alright. And I know it's November readings. Me and my kids did plaster of Paris the other day and I just love them. Here's one of my, he was one of my 3-year-old twins. So be kind. That's quite gorgeous. My 11-year-old who has autism did this witch. That was quite awesome. And my artwork is incomplete as all my artwork is that I've ever created since a person who put me in front of her. So let's now hit Taurus singles now for November 2022. Spirits, guys, are coming in. Messages of high presence for Taurus. Venus placements, guys, remember, Venus. Now, I'm not going to blabber on too much to the cards I've drawn because I don't want to be, talking about something else coming in. So just sit with me, be patient, we'll go through it all. I promise nothing will be missed, nothing will be Taurus singles November 2022. Venus placements of Taurus November 2022. Spirit's telling me this is a grouping. In other words, Spirit tells me it's a grouping. It means this is like a joinery, this is a separate all-in-one. Okay, let's keep going with the initial. Taurus, please, November 2022. Look at that month now, breaking it down. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, good Lord. We've got a bit of a kerfuffle there. Oh, well, that makes sense. Oh. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Butterfingers today. I've got the worst butterfingers today. I've got a bit of a storm coming through, like really bad rainy, strong crosswinds. It's really quite unsettling in the weather department, and I cannot handle when it does that for me. Alright, Taurus, please. November 2022, Venus place. That's what else we got for them. That's good, that's good. That's what I'm looking for. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Spirit gave me 3, but that's okay. Just let me sort this out a little bit because I got a little bit discombobulated because it didn't exactly come out in its normal time frame factor thing. Oh, that was interesting, and I did not foresee that coming in. This camera, oh my god, my phone camera. Just want some more light on this bitch. Stick it in, it's too dark. Shut the fuck up. I know that is very annoying. I know, guys. I can't handle going dark screen on me like that. It's driving me batty. Alright. Taurus Singles November 2022. Let's see what I can do here. Just give me a minute, guys, okay? I'm going to try and open this because I've got a kid sleeping here, but I've got a curtain right here, so just give me a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I think I'm on a winner. Oh, shits and giggles. Oh, shit, she nearly. If you have young children, you'll understand what I'm doing right now, but if you don't, you're probably wondering what the fuck's going on. It's okay. It's all good. It's all gravy. We made it, baby. Alright. Let's turn these around. Let's get some more variety yellow, so here. Alright. Oh, piss off. Alright. Taurus Singles November 2022. The whole underlying energy for the month of November. The sun. The most abundant, brilliant, beautiful, the greatest card in the deck, really. Hopes, wishes, fulfillment. Finding the joy and the pleasure in the simple things in life. Really basking in that glory. Underneath that, the 10 cups as well. So this is like, wow. You really found your jackpot. You really found your love. You really found your devotion. You really found your place. I've got to get rid of that before I do something naughty noisy again. I've got to get rid of that. I've got to get some shit out of my way. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me a moment because if I start spilling shit everywhere, I'm going to be in the deepest of shit. You see how bad I've got about 40 minutes until I've actually got to get the kids up for school. So, like, I only just had enough time to do this. So if I'm fucking it up, big trouble, sorry. I'm the last one when they're asleep. Okay, so that sun, it is beautiful, abundant energy. It's really finding the beauty in the simplistic things in life. And yes, I'm not, don't be nasty in the comments about how bad I look. I understand. I've just crawled out of bed at 2 a.m. and I've been doing reps. So, finding the joy, the love, the devotion in just the most simplistic things in life. Connections are good. Everything's connecting up beautifully. Everything's shining abundantly. Like, this energy is so beautiful. It almost makes me want to cry and be sick. Let's look at the month broken down, right? I've got a couple cards for each week. Then that 4th set of cards that came out, sort of the second set of cards that came out. We're going to read that at the end together because that's a message of its own. Okay, so the first pairing that came out for the first week of November, roughly give or take, is the Four of Pentacles reversed with the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Oof, Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacle. Taurus, you are Earth energy. This is Earth. The Four of Pentacles reversed is not cleaving hold of your money. You've been spending way beyond your means, Taurus, and it's really leading to some real trouble, because when I look at that Seven of Pentacles reversed, that's telling me you are starting to look at your assets or your bank balance, credit card debt, and you're realizing, holy motherfucking shit, the money or the amounts that you thought were there are not there. You are much poorer than what you thought you were. There's been a massive dissipation of the pentacle, massive loss here. And you've been spending up pretty big. That Four of Pentacles reversed. Trouble. The second week of November now, as we travel through, give or take, we have the Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles reverse, Nine of Swords, Two of Pentacles reverse. The Nine of Swords, the card of mental anguish, anxiety, and fear. Not sleeping, worrying about everything, rat and wheel round in your head. Can't let go, can't give in, can't get answers though. And this is really poisoning you almost. It's like very much affecting your ability to not just function, but to be present in what's going on. Because that Two of Pentacles reverse coming in behind that to clarify that, says to me there's a real imbalance here. There's a lack of bringing it into alignment or having the agility to handle this, or even, I want to say, the competency. Like there's no security, and even if you try to approach this, nothing will come of it. It's not the greatest of energies. The third week now, as we travel through November, we have the Hanged Man and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Third week. We need some guidance here. We need some enlightenment. We need to be wisdom filled to the brim. So we're taking some time out and we're trying to look at it and we're trying to understand it. And we're trying to work out where our sacrifice would best be spent so we can bring in this by which we want. So rather, yes, I'm still yawning like crazy. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Even though that time drastically is. That Eight of Pentacles reverse, I'm saying you're not putting in any skill, any advancement, any effort, any real care, to be honest, to make any difference here. It's like you're hanging from a tree hoping that, you know, God, the divine spirit, be that as it may, as you want to call it, will literally lightning bolt the shit out of your head, and you'll just be like, oh, I have all the answers. And nothing more than that is needed to be done to be gifted such a gift. No. Things need to be worked out. Things need to be... Nothing in life is that simple and or free. The last week of November, I know that's crazy. We had 3 cards Spirit granted us with 4 explanations for the last week of November for you before we get into that additional bonus, so don't go running away anytime just yet. Last week of November we had the Daughter of Wands, the Emperor, and the Son of Wands reverse. We have the Daughter and the Son of Wands here, top and tail of this. The Daughter of Wands, the Son of Wands is inverted. In between that is the Emperor. My God. This is... I did not see this initially, but this is very, very, very interesting. By all means, it is. Very. So... Sorry, Taurus singles, as I was saying, myself with that Daughter of Wands, I was just so in awe over this, to be honest. So With the daughter of wands, there is a much consensus here of an individual who is very free-spirited. This is an individual who is highly visionary creature, someone that is very, wait until later, just till things settle down to start a family. She's very career-orientated or very goal-orientated, or just got needs, wants, drives. Family's not really on top of the priority list right now for her, but she's busy with her career. She can be very stubborn and is much stronger than she looks in appearance. As with all the wand family, the daughter makes a very dangerous enemy, a very, very virile, very savage enemy. And this card can also represent a woman going through a transformation or spiritual breakthrough, or maybe just a big change. In between them two, wands, sons and daughters, like I said, we have the Emperor. Now, this is a major arcana card. It has much standing. It is also the major arcana card for the star sign of Aries. So all very important there. Now, like the Aries archetype, the Emperor is just that. He is authoritative, he is commanding, he is very much in control. People come to him for words of advice, knowledge, support, help. He is very much admired and admired in his circle, and further throughout as well even. The Emperor is the father. He's the all-round father. He's the Tarot's perfect counterpart to the Empress. He represents the side of you that is protective, the side of you that is decisive, and the side of you that is truly stable. He brings clarity of mind. He brings with him this, in turn, it leads to actions and decisions. It brings things in. Sometimes the card is literally and points to a paternal relationship in your life. At other times, it suggests reconnecting with the parts of you that stand strong and tall and know just what to do. With help from the sun, the Emperor can see for miles and miles, and I do believe that he surest can. So we will now move to that last card, which again made me so tripled out. It's just the fact that we had the daughter, and then we also had the Son of Wands come in. Now, they were both upright too, which is even more crazy. So with the Son, unlike the daughter, he has some different tendencies of his own as well, I guess you could say. The Son is a true character in, let me bring him forth so we can really look at his glory. There we go. Is a true character, but handsome nevertheless, and adventurous, and seems to say all the right things. Very suave. Some call him the White Knight of the Tarot, but at some point you may find he becomes hard to know. Trust your instincts with this one. Perfection is an illusion. Very much suave or vague, get everybody's attention, get them all up in the... Is there, not even for the good time, but for his agenda, and there's always an agenda, I feel, with that individual, if that's pertaining to a part of you or an individual you're dealing with. Now let's get to these four cards here, because this is a message beyond anything else. This is an overall message for you for the month of November, so definitely keep this in mind, keep it in your back pocket. This is of high importance, and it will, as I said, be congruent throughout the month of November for you, single Tauruses. So let's break it down, start from the beginning. We had the 10 of Wands reverse first. Burdens, heavy burdens, blockages, difficulties, not being able to release these things, really being in a state of wanting to let go, wanting to change. and coming to the really harsh realization that something that you wanted very badly to come in is becoming so much more difficult, so much more heavy, so much more than a pain in the ass than what you expected, and you're kind of fucking over it now. You just want to drop it. Just want to drop it. You don't care how close you are to the finish line. You don't give a shit what incentives there are there. You want to drop it. Drop it hotter than a hot potato. Drop it like a hot sausage. Because that 10 of Wands reverse is backed with the Father of Cups reverse. Now, the Father of Cups, usually in its upright state, is someone that is very diplomatic and someone that's very open-minded. But when he's inverted, he's not that at all. He is very dogmatic, and he is very narrow-minded, and he's very severe in his I don't want to say advice because I wouldn't call it that, but his opinion. He's quite raw, can be a little bit abrasive, doesn't show much heart in it either. He's quite separated, raw. Let's go to the second part now with the other two cards. Because then we had the 6 of Cups reversed, but then the 2 of Cups upright. Now this, I thought, was amazing. 6 of Cups reversed with the 2 of Cups. Well, whatever disdain and shit that was talking about, there is a tide of changing, because this tells me with the 6 of Cups reversed, fuck the past, fuck what we've faced, fuck the trouble and the issue. We are going forth with this baby. I am looking forward, future renewed, looking forward, not worrying about the nostalgia of the past. We are here in the present, and I am looking forward, and I'm giving it my all. Whether it fails or doesn't, it doesn't matter. At least I know I gave it a real shot with a clean slate and not holding any remorse, regard towards whatever happened in the past that has been released and removed now. But then you back that big boy with 2 of Cups, and shit just got crazy, because the 2 of Cups is a unionship. It is connection, love, romance. It is say hello to the much adored 2 of Cups. You know, when this card appears, you can anticipate new love is about to head your way, and yes, this usually means romance, but sometimes it points to the birth of a dear and a lasting friendship. Either way, the connection between you will be pure, honest, solid, open by heart, and ready. Could be an engagement as well. Could be someone that you finally decided, you know what, it's been a while, we're doing all right. Let's make a solemn vow, promise to each other. Maybe 2 Cups is the minor to the major, the lovers, so I wouldn't say marriage at all in that factor, because it's not really what I'm vibing with either. But a commitment of sorts, even if that's a promise ring or a friendship band. What we got here? So we're just flipping, and we did get the 7 of Cups. I can see that there are a lot of options on the table, and I think you both fear that you each have got a big friend circle or a lot of options on the table, I guess you could speak. I don't think either of you are very interested in these other options, because if you were, you would be looking at them other options. And I feel like single Tauruses, you do have a lot of options, even though they're not tantalizing you right now. Don't feel like you've got to make a choice just because they're there. I don't feel like any of them are any good for you. But if you hold out and hold on and stay strong and steadfast for just a little bit longer, I really do feel that the better one, or the one for you, will come in. I don't know why I'm still shuffling them, because we are done with them. Sorry. I've got a little bit, meticulous in my due diligence. So I'm going to pull the additionals now for you single Tauruses for the month of November, please. For Venus placements of Taurus singles, thank you. And then we're going to go through this and read it all together, okay, darlings? Okay, I like it. Anything else for Taurus singles? Thank you. I had that feeling that another one wanted to come out, so I'll just give it that extra minute, and it was worth it. Taurus singles, please, November 2022. What message do we have for Taurus singles, November 2022, please? Ooh, 2 star signs out for you. Interesting. We will go through it all together once we get all the cards on the board. Alright, so let's look at Taurus singles November 2022. What messages? Let me go to the Taurus singles November of 2022. Yes. And then I must be on my way to get these children off to where they need to be. Babies don't have daycare today, but the other two have school run. Since I have a driver to drive them today, they're going instead of costing me $50 in a damn Uber. Sorry, I've just realised something. Okay. Taurus singles. These are the Les Vampires by the beautiful Lucy Haddish. If you've not seen her work, do so. She is, oh my God, she's God. Taurus singles November 2022, please. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. And you'll see, sorry, my apologies, my bad. You'll see in a moment's time exactly what I mean by that beautiful artwork, Taurus singles. Well, let's just look what we got here first. Let's just start in the simple stages here. Alright, so from the, what is this? The astrological oracle cards, you know, planets and star signs we got in here. You got two star signs. We got the sign of Aquarius and the sign of Aries. You could have these placements in your chart, Taurus. This could be the placements of the person that you may be trying to bring into fruition, you know. This is the singles reading. Away because we've got a bit of sun now, but not that much sun apparently. Let's get those inspirational messages. I can't handle that. I'm so sorry, guys. The first card you got is pleasurable. I engage in life with sensuality and passion. Hello, Jinga. Then we have open. I am free from concealment and express myself with honesty and integrity. Oh, I like that. I don't know why I put that there. That's not where that was supposed to go. It's right there. And third and final, we have confident. I am totally self-assured and recognize that I have the courage necessary to act. Boss energy there. And the final piece of Taurian single November plan is that beautiful last card, the Les Vampire card for you for the month of November. Thank you so much, Taurus, for joining me, for you guys, the singles and the couples that we've just uploading now. Please leave a like, share, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. And I will look forward to seeing you again on the next round. And don't forget, name, Red Skis, apostrophe, brackets, Righteous Readings bracket. It's hard to find on YouTube. If not, look for me in the chats and just click on my name. It will take you to my channel. So number 40 is the Les Vampire you got, and it's the card of natural, meaning authentic, real, or organic. So number 40. Natural. Now bear with me while we read, okay? To be your own true self is a lifetime, long purpose. It is the purpose of the existence and for us, and for each of us, despite the label we all have, human, vampire, woman, man, we have something greater at play. How the essence, that very drop of pure self, makes itself known through us, and for the great miracle to take place, there are habits to be shed, reactions to be questioned, challenges to be met, and experiments to be made. For you are not who you have been told you are. And so with this card, we ask for you to clearly and finally perhaps understand and acknowledge that all that you are can be discovered when you take yourself within and quietly feel, look, listen to your own self. not the self of the label, the job, not the defenses you have developed for protection, not the protests of ego or the demands of family voices within. It is who you are, who you truly are. And then, once having found a sense of that, to live from that place in small, consistent ways each day. How that manifests will be unique for each of us, including you. But we ask for you now to go beyond the labels of time and place and family and education and status and go deep, deep, deep within. There is something within you which is more than the history of others. That is yours alone, and the world needs it to be expressed. Otherwise, why would you have been created? For each of us, every drop of rain, every stone, creature, sky, land, has their role and their part to play. We need to become our natural self again, beyond what we are told we are, and to live from that place. And this will create a satisfying and most peaceful, harmonious life, no matter what challenge you meet, from within or without. You are precious to the world especially, so when you find that part of you that is only yours to offer, and add it to the song of the world, and make all that is more beautiful, more fulfilled, and more totally realized as a consequence of your soul's truest expression. The blessings with this card of natural are: when you take away the trappings of money, power, status, in the world you are left with the things of the spirit, and you are rich in the ways of the soul indeed. This creates a balanced, centered, strong core. The curse with this card is too much reliance on the feedback of society. Self-worth is centered in status and therefore is consistently shifting, uncentered. Working with this card, however, there has been an over-reliance on things of identifying who you are. Whether you have categorized yourself by a job or on your appearance, personality, or wealth or background, it is time to go beyond this to who you truly are and know yourself from inside out and complete. This does not require puzzlement and complexities. It requires quiet distillment and true reflection and contemplation deep within self. You have too many definitions others have given you. Let them go now and learn the song from within you and give voice to that in order to become natural and truly fulfilled as your own self. Wow. Fucking we. That was something else, Taurus singles. That was something preachy prior, coming out of some sort of very wise and wisdom-filled well from somewhere. Well, my darlings, I'm sorry. I must leave you. Kiss, kiss, hug, hug. Much love. Red Ski must go ski. She must rocket man off and out of here because I'm running out of time to get my kids up and ready for their day. As it is, I will still be stuck with 2, but 2 is better than 4. So it's only half the amount. Good enough for me. I'd rather 2 than 4. Thank you so much for joining me, Redsky, here on another round of Righteous Readings. Raw Righteous Readings. If you enjoyed it, like it, share it, but definitely subscribe. Hit that big red for Redsky, and join me. October 31st, we are going live for the weekly round of readings for all signs. It will be Halloween themed, of course, because it will be Halloween. It is posted for when it will be live. Check it out. As well as we're doing some other fun and funky games in November, but you won't know a thing about what I'm doing unless, of course, you do subscribe to my channel, because it's the only way you'll be notified. Okay, guys? Love ya. Be well. Be strong. Do November like it's your birthday, and I will catch you on the next round. Till then, light and love from all from me, Redsky here, and I wish you all well. Bye, y'all. Ciao, bellas. Hi, oh, how are we going? welcome with me, Redsky here on another round of Righteous Readings, where I give raw, righteous, raw readings to you guys, my most beautiful avid viewers. How are you all going? I hope you're doing exceptionally well and having a good end of October, November. Hi, I don't know if I just did that, but we are about to do the love round. As you can tell, I've got my special love quilt ready to go for you, my darlings, as we are about to do the month of November 2022. Love readings. We are going to do the connection spread, the you and them, find out what could be and what most certainly is definitely very much not. For this round of readings, for the love round, we are using the beautiful deck that I did review, and I did promise you that we would slog it out before Halloween's out, and I do so plan to do exactly just that. So of course we are using the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. I've spoken about this at length. I will continue to be in awe of it and continue to love it even more every time I do use it. It is just I just find more and more things I love about it. Honestly, I just thought it was, to begin with, kind of cutesy. Then I realised it was not badly made. Then I realised it is fucking brilliant. And it's the whole kit and caboodle. Honestly, it is just, there is nothing I can flaw or want to fix. Honestly, add that gift box edition. You've not seen that review, just definitely suss it out, because it really does scare the shit out of me as well, myself. So, let's find out what sign we're about to do. We have done Taurus, so let's kick it for November 2022. You and them connection spread. The next sign to be read is gonna be, oh wow, of course, Gemini. Gems, my absolute darling Geminian cousins, my beautiful Geminian arms, welcome. We are, of course, about to do your November 2022. Sorry, it's starting to come up. Quite a breezy biscuit out there. Yes, I may have to just pause briefly during the reading to close up some of the windows. I wanted to let some air in, but now it's getting quite nasty to the point where we'll probably have tarot cards flying around everywhere. So Gemini, as this is a love round, Venus placements are the only placements here that are highly prevalent, but you can still use all placements for messages here today. But this is a love round, guys. Venus is exactly that. So if you want a love reading, you should be looking at Venus placements. For me, example, my Venus is Gemini, so this is where I would be at. Now, couples, those in a relationship, long-term, short-term, blah, 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 connection, whatever that be for you, if you are classed as coupled, you are first. Then we'll pull additional messages, and the couples reading will then go to the single Gemini's reading. Even though that is a single round, it's still a love round. So again, Venus placements here for this round of people. All of this love round, sign that is to be read, will be your Venus placement. You need to know that. To know that, you need to get a natal chart. Okay? They are free. You can get a cookie cutter crapper to do it online for you. I personally do my own. They're not as hard as what you think they are once you work out what it is that you need to do. It's like a little baby formula, which makes the medicine go down, which gives you no headache. It's that simple. So let's find out what's coming in for Geminis. I'm a little keen to find out. Oh, this year's been you know what I'm saying? It has been a bit of an ooh. Sorry. I'm in the temp spot because obviously it's still that time when the kids are watching TV. We just had dinner. It's just too loud there. I've got the dryer and everything going. I cannot. I knew it was going to fall through the crack. I can't push it back any further because I can remove that. Just give me 2. So we are going to do the sign now of, bam, Gemini. So Gemini, Venus, this is for you, baby. This is November 2022. Sorry, guys, it's been a really long day. I just had a beautiful visit from a family member. I am absolutely spent. All right, Gemini, so let's find out what's coming in for your November 2022. As I said, darlings, we are going to start with the couples. So for the couples, we're going to do something that we've done on my spread many times before. Not recently, but it has always been a bit of a bread and butter staple. It is the connection spread. It is the you and them. We look at the thoughts, the feelings, and the intentions that the person has towards the other, and that cross-watcher or personal stickers, vice versa. Now, this is Gemini's reading. So the star sign that is being read for, the card is reflecting that, is first, foremost, always here. The person, Gemini, or the star sign that is being read, is connecting with the cross-watcher, the person of interest, significant other, be that as it may, will be the secondary cross-watcher here. Thoughts, feelings, intentions, outcome of the two energies coming together and moving forward. What that looks like for Gemini and their person for the month of November 2022. I think I've rowed it all out as bad and as repetitively as I can. So, without further ado, let's find out what's coming in for Gemini and the cross-watcher November 2022. Oh wow, and then all of a sudden they're just like banging out everywhere for the Gemini side of things. Ooh. Gemini, oh wow, we have got it all happening up in here, Gem. Oh, now the cross-watcher coming out just as thick and fast and furry. Wow, oh, really, is that what they're thinking? They're feeling, I mean. Let's look at this outcome of the two energies, Gemini and the cross-watcher, coming together and moving forward out of November. What is that? Whoa, that's looking like some scary ass lots of shit. You have got to be like to me. I'm not. I say I'm not, because you know what? I am not. Alright, hang on. We need some more. We need to broker some more real estate here, ladies and gentle bugs. Oh, and it's on for the chair. How many did you give me, Spirit? My Lord. Well, that's definitely a massive overall message. Do you mind, please? Thank you. Stop. Oi, they. Oh, Gemini, that's 6 meters reverse at the bottom of the deck for the whole, and cross-watcher for the energy of November. Oh, the whole energy of November. It just makes me feel really sick when I say that, because I just feel like, you know, we have waited. Excuse me. Okay, Gemini, so let's go through it and find out exactly what is going on here. Take it with a grain of salt, my darlings. It's humour. Do you know what that is? Do you remember? If you're a Gemini, you shouldn't need to be told. If you do, you've lost it, and therefore you've lost your Gemini way. I suggest you get back in touch with it. And more sooner than later, before you bats off. Underlying energy for the month of November for my lovely Gemini is that, of course, of the Six of Needles reversed. Gemini, November. You're avoiding taking action on something which is making you very uneasy, my love. It is... Often it represents, you know, resistance or delay or something that won't benefit you in the long run, in all honesty. Leaving what's comfortable and familiar can be very scary, but trust that this change will be worth the temporary discomfort in the long run. And I feel that. A little pain now for massive gains in the long run. But I feel your heart aches something, fish, Gemini. I feel that if it's in regards to this person, this is someone that you absolutely love, adore, and have mad sentiment to, for, and with. Let's look at your thoughts now, Gemini. What are you thinking towards this person you're connecting with for November 2022? You are thinking, Gemini, towards the cross-watcher, the Ten of Needles reversed. More needles, more swords, their element. You're thinking with that Ten of Swords reversed that the painful ending indicated by when this is upright is stalled. Don't pull off the inevitable. Dragging it out will only make this so much harder and more painful for you. Make a clean break. Snap it. Move it. Just move on to a new and better things, whatever that is for you, you're thinking. I want to cut it off before it cuts me off, is that sort of feeling I feel. I don't want to be hurt, so I'm going to cut and run before they have a chance to cut and run and hurt me, because I can't. I just could not take it, warrant it, or wear it. Gemini, your feelings, your emotions, your feelings towards this person you're connecting with, the cross-watcher, in November. The 9 of Potions in reverse. You're feeling that it's a call to check your motivations. Don't worry so much about impressing others or this individual and gaining their approval, because lasting happiness comes from authenticity and staying true to yourself. The people who are supposed to be in your life will appreciate you for just who you are. And if this person, this cross-watcher, is really the it or be all, the one for you, your sundae with all the toppings and trimmings on top, then there's nothing else you need to do but be just you as you are. Because that's what true love is, not what they can mould or make a person into, but they're taking them for who they truly are, as they are now. Your intentions, Gemini, towards the cross-watcher. And as I say, this is always the most important placement, because you can think and you can feel all you fucking want. But at the end of the day, what you intend, what you action towards another person, is where the bread and butter of life really is. And Gemini, wow, what a card you've brought in for yourself. It's a major arcana, and it's extremely interesting. Gemini's intention towards their cross-watcher for November 2022 is the High Priestess. Woo! Just as Sally visions of burning Christmas trees holds a dire warning about Jack's plans. The appearance of this card is a suggestion to beware. Apologies, the third and final card, Gemini's intentions towards their person for November. We did have the High Priestess. Gemini's intentions towards the cross-watcher for the month of November is that of a suggestion to beware. Situations in your own life might not be what they appear to be. So check in with your intuition and trust your instincts to connect with the truth. And I feel like your intentions is to really be sus, Gemini, to be sus on this connection, be sus on this person, be sus on their intentions, their motives, and to do diligently, long and hard in the thoughts, feelings, and intentions that you have towards your cross-watcher. Now, with that being said, we are now going to look at the cross-watcher's perspective towards Gemini. So let's do that now, shall we?